let us discuss this bright and beautiful life of mine. Violent obsessions sometimes lay hold of a man. He may, for instance, think day and night of nothing but the moon. I have such a moon. Day and night I am held in the grip of one besetting thought: to write. Hardly have I finished one book than something urges me to write another, and then a third, and then a fourth. I write ceaselessly. I am, as it were, on a treadmill. I hurry forever from one story to another and can't help myself. Do you see anything bright and beautiful about that? Oh, it is a wild life. Even now, thrilled as I am by talking to you, I do not forget for an instant that an unfinished story is awaiting me. My eye falls on that cloud there, which has the shape of a grand piano. I make a mental note that I must remember to mention in my story: a cloud floating by that looks like a grand piano. I smell heliotrope, sickly smell, the color worn by widows. I must remember that in writing my next description of a summer evening. I catch an idea in every sentence of yours and of my own, and hasten to lock all these treasures away in my literary storeroom, thinking that someday they will be useful to me. As soon as I stop working, I rush off to the theater or go fishing in the hope that I may find oblivion there. But no, some new subject for a story is bound to come rolling through my brain like a cannonball. I hear my desk calling, and I must go back to it to begin to write once more. And so it goes, for everlasting. I cannot escape myself, though I feel I am consuming my life. To prepare the honey that I feed to unknown crowds, I am doomed to brush the bloom from my dearest flowers, to tear them from their stems and trample the roots that bore them underfoot. Am I not a madman? Should I not be treated by those who know me as one suffering from mental illness? And yet it is always the same old story, till I begin to think that all this praise and admiration is a deception, that I am being hoodwinked because they know I am crazy. And I sometimes tremble lest I should be grabbed from behind and whisked off to an asylum. The best years of my youth were made one continual agony for me by my writing. A young author, especially if he has yet to make his first success, feels clumsy, ill at ease, and superfluous in the world. He is irresistibly attracted to other literary and artistic people, and hovers about them unknown and unnoticed, fearing to look them bravely in the eye, like a man with a passion for gambling whose money is all gone. I did not know my readers. For some reason I imagined them to be distrustful and unfriendly. I was mortally afraid of the public, and when my first play appeared, it seemed to me as if all the dark eyes in the audience were looking at it with animosity, and all the blue ones with cold indifference. It was agony. And yes, writing is a pleasure to me, and so is reading the proofs. But no sooner does a book leave the press than it becomes odious to me. It is not what I meant it to be. I made a mistake to write it at all. I am provoked and discouraged. And then the public reads it, and they say, yes, it is clever and pretty, but not nearly as good as Tolstoy. Or, oh, it is a lovely thing, but not as good as Turgenev's Fathers and Sons. And so will always be. To my dying day, I shall hear people say, clever and pretty. Clever and pretty, and nothing more. And when I am gone, those that knew me will say as they pass my grave, here lies Trigorin, a clever writer, but he was not as good as Turgenev. And perhaps you think I am spoiled by my success. But what success? I have never been pleased with myself. As a writer, I do not like myself at all. The trouble is, I am made giddy, as it were, by the fumes of my own brain, and hardly know what I am writing. I love this lake, these trees, the blue heaven. Nature's voice speaks to me and wakes a feeling of passion in my heart, and I am overcome by an uncontrollable desire to write. But I am not only a painter of landscapes. I am a man of the city besides. I love my country too, and her people. I feel that as a writer, it is my duty to speak of their sorrows and of their future, and of science and culture and the rights of man and so forth. And so I write on every subject, and the public hounds me on all sides, and I race and dodge like a fox being chased by dogs. I see life and knowledge flitting away before me, and I am left behind them like a man who has missed his train at the station. And finally, I come back to the conclusion that all I am fit for is to describe landscapes, and that whatsoever else I attempt rings atrociously false.